cloud. There we go. All right, we're back in session. Is there a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
A second. We try your minds, Selectman Federici,
Aye.
Selectman Haberda,
Aye.
Selectwoman Renner,
Aye.
Selectwoman Ruoff,
Aye.
Selectman Hoy is also an aye. There were discussions on 2 items during executive session. There were no motions made, no actions taken. However, as a result of one of those 2 items, which was a request for a sick leave donation for a member of the Guilford Employees Association, is there a motion to approve with the recommendation that this individual who finds himself in a very difficult position relative to time off, take advantage of the town's EAP program? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Mitch, you good? Good. Good. All right, let me try your minds. Selectman Federici,
Aye.
Selectman Haberda,
Aye.
Selectwoman Renner,
Aye.
Selectwoman Ruoff,
Aye.
Selectman Hoy is also an aye. That motion carries. We've already been through public forum. Anything anyone else has?
Charles, ask your question.
Yep. Woke me up there, Cindy. All right. Okay, so the next meeting's going to be hybrid. And how will you handle the invite for the public?
Same way we'll post it. It's a Zoom meeting, and in turn, we have to figure out, and Pete and I will put our heads together as to how many people can be in the room. We'll probably come up with a number that suggests there's a finite number of the public that can actually be in person, and we'll need to do some kind of reservation if they want to show up ahead of time. At least that's the thinking that I have to date. Now, before we unilaterally say this, I want to be sure that everyone is comfortable being in a room together for the meeting, and because that was one of my stipulations early on, that if one of us was uncomfortable, then we wouldn't, we'd wait until everyone was comfortable. Now, I think everyone here has been vaccinated, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe all the staff members who may need to be in or come in and out of the meeting have also been vaccinated. So I think we're clear to try it. And now, given the guidelines, one of the considerations here: do we or do we not wear masks? At that meeting, masks will not be required to be worn indoors. But just to start to think whether or not modeling certain behavior makes sense, even though it might be extremely overcautious, but just so think about that over the next week or so, whether or not you feel as if we should actually wear masks. And again, it's everyone's individual preference too. I'm not going to preclude anybody from. I wouldn't, not unilaterally preclude anyone from wearing a mask. Are we good?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm good getting together,
Yeah.
Matt. I think.
I can't wait.
I know.
Me too.
Yeah. And then Matt, what going forward with Governor Lamont, CDC, the president, are you gonna how are you gonna handle town employees with masks inside and everything? Kind of the same way that you just described, or?
Absolutely. It'd be an individual's leisure whether they want to wear a mask or not. Now, the fact of the matter is, we don't happen to know who walks through the door from the general public, whether they've been vaccinated or not. So I think we'll need to develop some guidance. Mitch and I, the mere fact that somebody has been vaccinated protects them. They're basically protected. The question is, are they able to transmit it to somebody else who has not yet had either a vaccine or had the disease itself. So at the end, and just so you know, we will be, even though there are only a couple of instances where this is currently being done, where folks are working remotely, everyone will be required to come back to work on the 24th of May. Again, there's only a handful of folks who have been working remotely. A couple of those have to do with pre-existing conditions. They have doctor's notes relative to risk. Now, we're at a point now where everyone has had more than ample opportunity to get vaccines because we were specifically plugging town employees into clinics, either at the community center or some of the other ones that we had access to, where we were able to reserve some slots. So the lack of a vaccine is not an excuse to stay home at this point, as far as we're concerned. And we've had some conversations, and we'll finalize it with our labor council just to ensure. Mitch?
Yeah, just answer Sandy's question more fully, and I think, Matt, you did a great job. Matt and I will be putting together a notice to all employees that'll go out sometime this week. I'm expecting the governor to give some clarification to the indoor mask rule by Wednesday, if not prior to that. That will help guide us. The 24th will also, that notice will also talk about what Matt just said about the 24th. And as it turns out, the last available date, last person that was able to get a vaccine through the town's efforts that we know of will be fully vaccinated as of this Friday. So it works out perfectly that, everyone who got the vaccine should be fully vaccinated, unless they didn't work with the town and got it separately, but that's their choice. So we're looking forward to having things back in full swing on the 24th, and the mask wearing. We'll wait for the governor and then Matt to give us some more guidance on that.
Right. At the department head meeting last Monday, and Mitch didn't have the benefit of this, but Rob McCool over at the library said, does everybody have to come back? Because what they've been able to determine is that there are some folks, IT support, that may not necessarily have to be in the building all the time. My answer to him was I would take those on a one-off basis, on a case-by-case basis, particularly because there are some folks who cannot work from home. So that is a benefit ascribed to certain individuals based on their job description. And as you all well know, we have contracts, union contracts with folks, and how do you treat folks differently? So that's going to be a whole other world that we need to forge in going forward. I think anyone, well, we all have been able to see how effectively, in some cases, people can work remotely. For many, many years in the private sector, there was significant skepticism about the efficacy of allowing remote work. But clearly, with the technologies that have been introduced over the past time, and a lot of those fears have been allayed, and many companies are going to be giving up brick and mortar space and allowing folks to work remotely. So, but at this point, the anticipation is everybody comes back. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. If there's nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hate to say I'd be happy to make it, but I'd be happy to make it.
And I'll
And a
second.
second. Thank you. Non-debatable motion. We'll do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all. Good meeting.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.